Hello, everyone. This is Janet Moore, and
Liz Loving.
we are here for the Awaken Dating live stream. So, wake up your love live stream. So, I know.
And we're waking up too.
We're kind of still asleep today.
Woo!
We were like, I don't know. So, I want to talk about that because we're going to awaken crowd here. Ascension stuff starting to happen. Some of you may be like, this last week for me was a little nuts. I'm feeling really tired. I couldn't sleep at all last night. That's why I might look a little rough today, is because I just couldn't sleep. Liz, you've been, what's been going on?
I've been, it's just ever since the Lionsgate. And this last week, I've just been having crazy dreams. So I wake up and I feel like I've run a marathon and I just want to go to actually get some rest. So I've just been waking up a lot intermittently throughout the night, and lots of dreams and lots of energy coming in, feeling like really electrified and energetically intense time.
Yeah. So this week, I don't know how y'all have been feeling, but I've sort of had a little bit of a cold, you could say, stuff in my throat. Don't worry, I don't have COVID, but I'm just saying that it's been really interesting this week. Just lots of crazy stuff going on, even, in my life. It's like, what? How did that happen? What's going on? So again, I was, listening. It looks like this is ascension. What's it called? Ascension
symptoms.
Symptoms. That's the word. Symptoms. So anyways, we're here and we're excited to talk to you today about our topic, which is creating a powerful love list using our mindset match method. So, and so some of you have most of you may have already created a list. And so this is a way to create a list that using our mindset match method is a mouthful. And it's a powerful way to do it, so just creating a list, there's kind of a way to create this list. So we're going to go through this on how you can do this to really up-level your love life. Okay. So the first thing is up-leveling your relationship success by creating clear intentions. So I got our little list here of things we're going to talk about. So Liz, was it me or you?
We were talking about both of us, but yeah.
Okay.
You were going to talk about this one, going on a trip. What's your destination?
Yeah. So again, up-leveling your relationship success by creating clear intentions. So you got to know where you're going. Where are you going? Just like if you're going on a trip, right? What's your destination? It's nice to know the qualities of a partner, but the first thing to do is to really get in touch with what kind of relationship do you want? Like, where do you want to go? Like, do you want marriage or not marriage? Do you want just to be a lifetime partner but never get married? Do you want a right now kind of partner?
Do you want a party partner?
Or just a party partner? There might be, I don't know, party partners could be kind of like, your I don't know what's the other word for it, but your
travel buddies.
Yeah, well, buddies and
benefits.
Friends with benefits. That's the word I was looking for. Friends with benefits, where you party and you have fun. That's all you want. Or right now, partners could just be like one night stands or things like that. You just want to have fun and that's it. But you might have this, one person that's your party partner that you just have fun with on an ongoing basis, but not anything serious. Or you might want so I know some people that don't want to ever get married, but they want someone to live their life with. So which one speaks to you, right?
It's similar to picking I think this is really important because I made a list of what qualities I wanted in a partner, but I didn't do this part previously. And it's like, do you want to go on a trip that's all about adventure and you're zip lining all the time? Do you want to go on a trip that's like very relaxing and by the beach? Do you want to go on a trip where you learn some sort of skill, or it's like a training trip? I mean, do you want to be hiking? I personally do not like an early morning agenda. So I the people that want to get up at 6 and go do excursions all day are not my favorite people to travel with. I like a more like easygoing kind of trip. So if you're not clear on what kind of trip you want to go on, you might still go to Hawaii, but end up at an excursion trip where you're woken up at 6 a.m. to go climb a volcano. So being really clear on where you want to go and what kind of trip it is really important.
Right. So just the same with a trip, your relationship. So being that specific. So what you want to do is you want to actually close your eyes and visualize like you talk about that trip. You like let's just use that metaphor just as an example. Think about like the ideal trip you'd want to go on. What do? You wake up at 2:00, right? Because for her, right, you wake up at 2 and you have a breakfast in bed, and then blah, and so you can feel the feelings, see what you see, all this stuff. So you can kind of start imagining what that would be like. So what I want you to do now is close your eyes and I want you to visualize, sorry, my thing keeps coming out. Visualize and imagine what that ideal relationship looks like. Like take a day in the life of, like maybe like a weeknight, a weekend day or a weekday, just kind of whatever. Just think about the kind of thing, the kind of what would be going on. So you would feel the feelings and the emotions. You would actually feel the sensations, right? Feel what it feels like to have that person next up to you, kissing you on your neck, or you kissing them on their neck. What do you see? What are you seeing when you're visualizing? What are you smelling? Actually, I like to always, when I'm dating someone, I like to grab their t-shirt and just have it in bed with me. So when they're not with me, I can smell them because I love that smell. So what do they smell like? The smell is actually really important, much more than you might think. What do you hear? What are you hearing? What are they saying to you? Again, that's the kind of thing you want to think about. You want to get clear on the type of relationship you want, right? By visualizing this and really getting into those different senses, right? Of hearing, seeing, smelling, feeling, all that stuff, emotions, how you feel. Is your heart wide open in joy? Do you feel sexy and fun? What is going on there? Okay. So when you do that, then after you do that, immediately go down and handwrite. Okay. So I want you to handwrite this stuff. So I think I showed you last week. This is from the feng shui that we did last week. I have my little feng shui. She gave me, my feng shui lady that came over gave me this little envelope, and you actually handwrite out on a cool piece of paper. I don't know how cool this paper is, but it's not this regular paper. Anyways, and then you write it up and you put it in your little list. But you can write this stuff out. So write it up, handwrite it out. There's something about handwriting that makes a big difference. Okay, so for any of these things we're asking you to do, you want to definitely handwrite it out. Gets you more in touch with what you really want. Okay. So anything else you want to add?
No, I think the feelings and emotions are really important. Are you playful? Are you rolling around giggling all the time? Are you on an adventure? Do you just feel excited to jump out of bed and go somewhere? Even though I'm not that person, I know that person. So, like Janet said, are you feeling more like sensuous and just like relaxed? But the feelings that you want to feel are the things to visualize. And those are some of the things people forget to think about. And handwriting them down actually adds the neural connection of the sensory experience of writing it down for you.
Beautifully said. Neural connection. I love it. Yes. And by the way, we have some guests. So Debbie says, hello. Hi, sexy rays of sunshine. We say hi to Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
And Alan says, interesting point. I would like to be married. I might like to be, so yay. So great. So thanks, Alan, for being here, and Debbie. And then there's somebody else watching us too. I don't know who it is. They're in
mystery person.
The mystery person. Hello and welcome. Okay. So next is, let's look. So next is, I forgot to do my little, did I do? Oh no, I did do that. Okay. I always wonder if I remember to do these. The one time I lost. Okay. The next is clarify what you want in your ideal, like-minded, like-hearted partner. Okay.
Okay, so this is mine because I did this. I clarified and reclarified and had so many like tragedies. I was pretty clear. I was like, I should stop making lists. I keep getting what I want, but I'm not clear enough. I think the universe has my sense of humor. But it's like, when you go to the grocery store without a list and you impulsively grab all these things and just pile them in your cart filled with stuff you didn't need. So like if you go out and you just don't make a list at all, you're just gonna grab a bunch of random things like chocolate covered pretzels, and you're going to leave the store and you don't even get what you came to get. If you start with the relationship type that you want, then you can make a list of specific attributes of the person that you would want in that. It's like the vacation is the recipe that you want, and these are the ingredients that you need. But if you don't make a list and you're really hungry, when the options are presented, sometimes you might end up with Cheetos for dinner instead of a steak.
That's true. That's really good. Yeah. So again, like what you need to know the destination, right? The kind of relationship you want, but then there's these qualities of what you want that person to be like. So this is more the details of how that person like interacts with you, how that person relates to you. So this is what this is really more about clarifying. Again, if I also say this other thing is you spend more time thinking about the features you want in your car than you do in the kind of qualities you want in a person. And a lot of times the reason that you don't have what you want in your life is because you really haven't thought this out. You think, oh, I just want a nice guy, or I want a nice woman who treats me right. But then you get somebody that may be nice, but are you really fulfilled with that? Do they maybe think completely different from you in all other areas of life, but they're nice, right? And you don't have the same goals in life, So these are the kind of things you want to start looking at to make sure you're in alignment, right? Because again, you're just going to go anywhere. Like even like we said before, the kind of relationship you want, you're not going to be on the same page. It's going to just cause all kinds of strife. So again, it's about having the right match, right? You matching the person you want, you understanding who you are. We're going to talk about that later, understanding the kind of person you want to be with. So what you want to do here is you want to create a list of qualities that you want in your like-hearted match. And you want to keep them positive. You don't want to say, I don't want somebody who, okay? You want to say,
you might have to start with that sometimes. Like you might want to say, I don't want somebody with emotional walls, but then you can alter it to someone who's willing to let me in emotionally. So sometimes the only way we know what we want is from when we got what we didn't want. But in the list, you want to keep it positive.
Yeah, so you can write out what you're looking for first, and then you want to change it though to say, I am looking for someone who, so it's what you're looking for, and you don't want, and again, you want to say, who doesn't do this, you want to say, flip it, is willing to let me in emotionally, right? So here's some other examples. Enjoys having a healthy and regular sex life. I'm looking for someone who is loyal and believes in monogamy. I'm not saying that's for you, I'm just saying these are examples. I'm looking for someone who finds similar things funny. We're able to work smoothly together, like maybe with yard work, finances, cooking, things like that, compatible with money management habits, right? Who enjoys some leisure activities, like different things that we have in common. But don't just say leisure activities, say like specific. Someone who enjoys tennis, someone who enjoys ballroom dancing, things like that, the things that you really enjoy as well, right? What you really want. So again, that has kind of similar values and maybe spiritual practices as well, or maybe eating, right? The way they eat.
Recently there was a situation where I was like, I used to think that like being on a very different eating regime could be okay, but vegan versus non-vegan makes a difference. And sometimes you don't know to clarify that until you have the experience. And there's nothing wrong with vegan, not vegan. It's just eating time's a lot of the time that you spend in your relationship and food preparation and things like that. And you can also make it work. But for me, it was easier to say that having similar eating styles was far more palatable.
Yeah, and then say what the style is. Like, what is your style? Be specific. Try to be specific. It's really interesting that we really get what we ask for. But the problem is we don't ask for what we really want. And so the universe just kind of gives you, if you're not going to say, they'll give you whatever, right? So you want to
really try
to be...
has a sense of humor with me. I asked for a guy who was okay with his parents, or like really, I had a relationship where a guy didn't like his mom. So I put on my list, a guy who loves his mom. And I went on a date with a guy, and I'm not kidding. He was like, my mother's going to love this. And he kept saying, my mother's going to love this. And you got to meet my mother. And I was like, oh no. I was like, okay, a guy who's okay with his mom, but has healthy boundaries. And he was so connected to his mom. I felt like I was really on a date with his mom, and she was, and I was like, very funny universe. So, for me, I've had a whole lot of experiences where I just thought the universe is actually me answering me with a really, really witty sense of humor. So sometimes when you ask for what you want, like you get really clear that you're creating your reality, because I would always get what I wanted, but sometimes in a really, well, you weren't specific. He's close to his mom. He lives next door. She approves everything he wears. So,
Oh my goodness.
I had fun making lists.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know if some of y'all ever used to watch X-Files, but there's this one show where they find a genie in a lamp, and they ask for, what do you wish for? I think it was Mulder, and he asked for peace on Earth, but he wasn't specific. So guess what happened? This is a spoiler alert, by the way. He wished for peace on Earth, and guess what happened? Nobody was on Earth. It was just him by himself. Okay, so again, you might want to be specific. And of course, the whole episode was kind of interesting how he got back to having everybody back on Earth, but he had to be very specific. So it's kind of like that. That's the universe's little joke on us, right? So, and also you want to look at potato soup versus lobster. I thought that was an analogy I saw somewhere. You want to look at, you don't want to just like Liz, you said, how did you say? Go big or go, how do you say it?
Go big or go home?
Go big or go home, right? So again, think about like your ideal, like you can have that. You just have to ask, right? That's really all it is. So what do you really want? Not potato soup. You want lobster. Of course, I don't like lobster. So maybe I used to love steaks, but how about a nice, yummy halibut? Oh yeah. Something like that. Instead of just maybe plain potato soup. Okay. So think of what you really, really want and write that down on your list. Again, I'm looking for someone who consider things like honesty and intimacy, kind of agreements, sexual energy, how you like to play, your creativity and passion, how you handle money, again, like she talked about, the family background, watch what you say, right? Be specific. And how they handle anger, again, spirituality, education, appearance, sense of humor, and mood management, ambition, and independence and closeness. So all these different things. Communication, how they communicate, how they resolve conflict, how if they're kind, dominant, submissive, whichever you're into, and all those kind of things. The last is also to consider your boundaries when you're making this list. Okay, so even though, let's see, it's like just look at what are your boundaries. Do you even know what your boundaries are? Probably, and hopefully when you're creating this list, you're going to actually be able to see things that you never saw before. I created an app years ago called Date or Dump. I might have mentioned this before. And it was an app where you create the list of qualities you want in a partner. And then once you create the list, I created like a list in different
Mm-hmm.
categories. Once you create your list of what you want in a person, then you go on a date, you rate them 1 to 5, how much they have that quality. Number five is they really have that quality. 2, not so much. 1, not really at all. And then the app would actually tell you should date dump them or convert them to a friend. And while I was in this, waiting for some sound healing, this lady, I was talking to the receptionist about this app, and this one lady heard me talking about it. She went and bought it, and she did it, and she goes, "Oh my God, I think I should divorce my husband." So my point is, it kind of had her see maybe some things that, some of the qualities I had in the list. She really saw that she was allowing like her husband to cross those boundaries, and it didn't work for her. Right now, I don't know whatever happened to her. She just mentioned that, and she was serious. She seemed like awareness happened, like poof, something happened, like pop, she popped. Oh my God. She wasn't being sarcastic. She was being serious. Oh my God. I realize I'm not in the relationship, the kind of relationship I really want to be in. Right. So these are the kind of things you want to look at. Like, one of the things in boundaries is how, like, affection. Are you comfortable with kissing in public and holding hands or not? How often do you text? Things like that. Quiet time to yourself. So all these kinds of things, touching you, and how often do you have sex? Like, these kind of boundaries. You want to start looking at these things and seeing what is really important to you, and then like following these. Like that's what the app was really all about, was having you be accountable, holding you to account for, this is what you said you want. Well, then it's going to tell you should date dump them or convert them to a friend. And it gave you actually advice on what to do in this app that I created years ago. It's not out right now. I took it off the market because you had to keep recompiling it over and over. Anyways, that's technical issues that we had, but I will bring it back. But this is what you want to do. So you want to write them out. Again, you want to handwrite these out. And then the next thing you want to do, anything you want to add before we go to the next list? Okay. Oh, okay. Then next is you want to identify your must-haves and deal breakers. So you want to first write all those out. And then the next thing you want to do is put it like I say in must-haves, put it absolute must-haves is what I call them, but must-haves and deal breakers. You want to mark them, maybe a check mark or however you want to mark them. Put an A, you can put an M, D, whatever. But you basically want to go through your list and look at really what's important to you. And again, this is related to your values and your beliefs, right? And really what you want. So go ahead and do that as well. Now I know, we're doing this in a very short time period, but this is something you want to go back, listen to this video again, and actually maybe stop it in the middle, and then then press stop, and then go do the work, and then come back and press go again. Now, if you're listening to this live, please go ahead and put in the comments #live so we know that you're listening to this live. And if you're listening to this on a replay, please press #replay in the comments so we know that you actually got to listen to it. I know some people actually did that. So it was really great to see that people are listening to this. They might not get on this live, but they see us later, and that we know that you got to listen to this material. So please do that. Okay, so again, identify your must-have and deal breaker. And then the last
deal
thing,
breakers are probably not going to be in your qualities that you want or don't want. They're going to probably be in your boundaries list. Like if I need to spend time with my friends and family on weekends, if they're not cool with that, then that would be a deal breaker. So you might not have deal breakers in your list of qualities that you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. Thank you. And then here's something that we're going to be talking about next week. So any more about deal breakers and must-have. So basically, you really want to see what those are, because in a minute I'm going to give you a summary of what I want. I'm giving you an assignment. So some things that we want you to do. So then this is the next thing that really is very important, is we're going to be really understanding, like, knowing thyself. So that's going to be next week's topic. I can't talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Next week's topic.
Symptom, sweetie. Don't worry about it. You need more coffee.
And I don't drink coffee, so I guess that's right. Here's some comments here. Let's see. Oh, Rocky's here live, and a Facebook user, we don't know who they are, said, okay, live. I don't know who that is, but that's awesome. And Alan sees like intelligence and attractiveness. I would buy things at the grocery store because they're the last one. Okay, cool. So thank you for your comments, everyone. And so anyways, one thing I want to talk about that's really important. Now you can create this list, but also knowing yourself, know thyself, right? So there's this woman, she's
Elena Marzello.
Yeah, she is what is she?
She wrote a book called
she just wrote a book. Okay.
Yeah, called The Love List, and she made her own love list, and then her relationship ended up ending, and so she went and she got real curious about the people who she interviewed, a number of divorced couples, something like 100 divorced couples, and what she found was at the point that they made their list, they were younger or unclear on what their goals were. So the list they made of the person that they wanted was based on who they were at the time, and then they grew out of that person. So another thing that she noticed was people that they got, like you said, the nice guy, but they weren't so clear on what they wanted for themselves. So knowing yourself is one of the really most important things that you can know when you're making the list. And also making sure that the person that you've put in your list, like, are you a match for that? Is the person that you've created in your list, if they showed up at your house today, would you be like, hold on, I need to clean this place up and get some natural health food that I put on my list that we both eat healthy. I apparently only have Cheetos right now. That kind of thing is like, are you a match for the person that is on your list? Because knowing yourself is the best way to ask for what you want. Yeah.
So she said basically the thing she found was that, you have to really know who you are. That was the missing piece for most of these divorced couples. They didn't really even know who they were. So how could you even know what, and they didn't, and because of that, they didn't even know what they wanted. Because part of knowing what you want in a relationship and a partner is knowing who you are, right? First. But a lot of these people didn't even know who they are. So how could they even know what they wanted? I have this theory that a lot of the reason that people, there's such a high divorce rate is because they start dating when they're young and they keep dating and they're nice because when you're young, you're not thinking of, serious stuff and who am I? Usually maybe these newer people coming up are, but some of the younger people are just, kind of not so conscious and just, don't even know who they are and stuff like that. And so they're just dating people, having fun. And then what happens? Well, they've been dating a while and society kind of, implies the culture is, oh, you've been dating a while, you probably should get married now. But the next step is marriage. But do they really, have they really looked at who they are and what the kind of person they really want to be, the kind of relationship they want to have? Probably not. They just want a nice person that treats them well. But they really haven't thought about how compatible and how much of a match they really are. And then they get married and then they realize, like you said, they're not on the same path. They don't match in any way. And then that leads to, dissatisfaction and not being fulfilled. And then they divorce. So really for me, I feel like if we did just these two things, really understood who you were and what you want related to who you are, right? I think divorce could be completely, I don't know about completely, but pretty much be eradicated from earth. That sounds kind of funny, but I think it could really solve that issue. So.
Well, knowing who you are is a whole other seminar in and of itself. Like, that's the whole training of like, who am I? Because it's easier just to look externally than to look internally. So, I mean, there's depth to that. Janet, do you tell people we can eradicate divorce? Just kidding.
I know. I'm like a little Pollyanna. I admit it.
Janet is. She's great. I'm Janet's shadow side.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think you kind of are. That's right. So definitely get with us next week. Join us next week for our next live stream. Same time, same place. But in the meantime, okay. Oh,
Janet has a practice for you.
Yes, but just let you know. If these are these things that we're doing here, if you want help with this, if you want us to help you not only with what you want, the kind of relationship you want, what you want another partner, and knowing yourself better so that you can begin alignment and start actually having someone hold you accountable to going out there and doing the things to have the relationship you want. Put in the comments, #relationship. And just put that in the comments of this live stream and we'll reach out to you and talk to you about what we can do to help you with that, okay? Because we have a program, it's called the Awakened Match Method, okay? And that is our program that we'll talk to you about that if you're interested in. That's the thing that will help you move forward, have you move forward, guide you, help you. I know you always like, don't use that word. Guide you. Right.
It's an inside joke Jen and I have going on there.
Yeah, so it's like we'll be your Jedi masters guiding you. It's a mentoring you.
For the forward. Well, when at any time in any of these processes that we're talking about, things come up. That making your list, if it comes up as like the woman that Janet realized she was in the wrong relationship. But when you make this list and realize like how unclear you've been, like sometimes I don't know what I want, is because there's some sort of like background thing happening from a long time ago of deciding I'm not going to have wants and then I can't be disappointed. And that can stop a person from even making the list. So what we specialize in is helping people realize where their roadblocks are and helping them get them out of the way. But something as simple as making a list can have them come up.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing that I guess really I would say that might make me different from other coaches you might work with is really getting to the root cause of why things aren't happening the way you want and being able to remove those blocks and those patterns, identifying them first, right? And then being able to remove them. So that's what makes us kind of unique, to the match method. So, let's go ahead please go ahead and #relationship if you're interested. Next and last this is your assignment. I could put this in the thing. Let me see if I can do that. I want you to do this. I'm going to put it in the little banner chat. Okay, here it is. Oh, that's interesting. Why is it doing that? That's weird. I don't know. I've never seen it do a little YouTube thing. Anyways, I want you to read your relationship goals list and visualize it every day. So that list that you created, you're going to write that out, handwrite that out, and I want you to read it every day. Maybe before you go to bed to dream about it, or when you wake up in the morning that you're going to have that happen. Okay, it's a possibility. So do that every day. Also do the same with your list. Let me write this.
That is similar to like everyday imagining being in Hawaii and what activities you're going to do there. Because when we really want to create something, like continually seeing it in our future and loving the experience brings it towards us.
Yeah. Can y'all, hope y'all can see these. I don't know why it's putting the YouTube thing on there. I have it on all. The next is read your qualities list every day. So the actual detailed, what you want in a person, read that also every day, but especially before you go on a date. So if you have a date with somebody or you're talking to someone, maybe you just met someone online and you're texting them back and forth, start really being mindful and conscious of, does this person have the things I'm really looking for? And if they don't, and maybe even steer the questions in a certain way that you can find out if they are the kind of person that you want to date. Okay. And then do that before you go on a date, so that when you're like got it right in front of you, like you know whether this person is the right person for you or not. And then the last is this one. This is funny. This one is, hopefully this will go. Watch our live stream next week. It's all about knowing yourself. So watch our live stream. Come join us next week, where we're going to be talking about how to really understand and know who you are. Okay. Again, that's the first step.
It's going to be deep. It's going to be the deep dive. We're both Scorpios. We're going deep on that one. So
right.
Bring your Kleenexes.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us. Someone else said Facebook had said #live. So we can't see who you are, but thank you for joining us, all of you. Hope you enjoyed this relationship. I think awesome. So we will get with you for those that push #relationship. And we look forward to seeing you next week, same time, next Saturday, 2:00 Central Time. And
Sunday, Janet. It's Sunday.
Oh, Sunday.
Pension thing has you losing whole days, girl. I'm so glad I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did I say that? I thought I said Saturday. I thought I said Sunday.
Sunday at 2.
Okay. We'll see y'all next week, Sunday at 2:00 Central. Y'all have a great week. Hope you'll have a better week than last week. Than Ascension. If you have Ascension things going on, just reach out to me and we'll try to do.
Be kind to yourself. Hydrate. Get rested. Lay in bed and make your list of the trip you're gonna take.
Yes. So definitely do that.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yes. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.